Hey folks, so today is day 4 using the Too Faced Sweet Peach palette. So I wanted to do a look that was a little bit more dramatic using some of the darker shades in the palette, some of the more interesting shades to me. I do want to mention that I actually goofed up in this video and I forgot to put an eyeshadow primer on this eye. It was definitely a mistake on my part, but I actually left it in because I want to show you guys the difference that using an eyeshadow primer actually makes. But yeah, if you guys want to know how to do this look, then just stay tuned and here's the tutorial. Alright, so the shadows I'm going to be using today, I'm going to be using White Peach just as a brow highlight. I'm going to go in with a little bit of Peaches and Cream. I'm hopping over to this shade, which I haven't tried yet. This is called Charmed, I'm sure. This is kind of like a neat sort of like browny gray color. Really interesting shade for this palette, actually. Like, it's one of the ones that I look in here and it's not really warm. Like, it's just a weird cool tone shadow kind of thrown in. And so I decided to pair that with the green. So I'm going to go back in with Bless Her Heart. And then I used a little bit of Puree to help blend everything out. So I'm using just a flat shader brush for the brow bone and all over the lid, a 217 to go into the crease, a little pencil brush for the inner corner detail work, and then just a flat brush for on the lid and underneath the eye. And then so I'm just going to take my fluffy brush, I'm going to go into a little bit of White Peach. This is going to just get applied right underneath my eyebrow, just as a brow highlight. Really subtle highlight the shade, so I actually really like this. It's mostly matte, but then it's just got that like just a hint of sheen without making the brow bone like too obnoxious, so I really like that. And then I'm going to use just the same brush. I'm going to go into Peaches and Cream, and I'm just going to apply this all over the lid. Alright, so next I'm going in with my 217. I'm going into a little bit of the darker color, which is Charmed, I'm sure. Picking up a bit of that shade, and then that's when I'm just going to start working that just into the crease. And that's why I really like having this tape there, just because you can just blend and blend and blend and blend. Worry about being like neat on the edge. You can just let the tape kind of do its job there. A little tip if you're just feeling lazy, which I do most of the time. So I want to show you guys something because I actually fucked up this eye look, and I'm going to show you what happened. I put primer on this eye, so I used Urban Decay Primer Potion and blended everything out on top, and everything blended really nice, really smooth. And then I actually forgot to put primer on this eye. So if you guys can see, I applied just the same eyeshadow, so it should blend nice and smooth. But because I don't have an eyeshadow primer on, I just forgot before I started doing this. It kind of went in and stuck to the oily part of my eyelid, which makes that like streaky line that is like impossible to blend out. You can see it, it's just like right there where like the shadow looks a little bit darker. That's an accident, that's not on purpose, but that's kind of why having an eyeshadow primer is important, so that you avoid stuff like that. So that's what happens, at least on me, when I don't apply primer. I figured it was important to include it in the video just to show you the difference in quality of eyeshadow, just in case you do get a palette and you think like, oh wow, these eyeshadows are crap. Definitely try it with an eyeshadow primer, it's going to make all the difference in blendability. So yeah, that's kind of just goes to show the difference in applying eyeshadow primer. And that's just my bad, I completely forgot. But yeah, so that right there, that little line that I can't blend out for the friggin' life of me. I can keep adding eyeshadow, but it's just kind of stuck there. That is from natural oil in my eyelid, so just keep that in mind. So yeah, I'm just gonna kind of go through the rest of this tutorial like this eye was primed normally, but instead of editing that out or refilming, I kind of wanted to be real with you guys and show you like this is what happens. Yeah. Alright, so I'm going to take the same brush. I'm going to go into a little bit of Puree. That's this shade right here. It's going to add a little bit of warmth to that eyeshadow. And I'm just going to take that and just put that just right on top and help blend this out. These eyes might not match very well, but you know. Alright, and then for the lid, I went in with this shade. This is Bless Her Heart, which is the green, and I'm just taking a small flat brush, and this is going just right onto the lid. A little bit of fallout with this shade. It's fine, I'll just dust that away. And then I'm just going to take my finger and a little bit of that color and just plop it right on top. It's going to bring out the metallic of that shade a little bit more. You can see that this eye is obviously much better blended than this one, but we're just gonna ignore that. Alright, so I'm just going to take a little bit of that green shade and I'm going to apply that just underneath my bottom eyelashes. And then I'm going to take a little bit of Puree on the fluffy brush and just add a little bit of warmth and blend that out. And then just with my pencil brush, I'm going to go into Luscious, and this is going to just be my inner corner highlight. I'm gonna do a line of black eyeliner. I'm just gonna follow that sort of cut line that we put here. That's gonna make everything look nice and crisp. And then I'm gonna do a coat of mascara on the top and bottom eyelashes. And then I realized I accidentally did my face stuff off camera, so my contour is actually the middle shade from the Shade Light Eye palette, this shade right here. I switched it up just because I'm running low on NYX Taupe Blush, so that's my contour. Okay, sorry, there's just a really big bird in a tree. Holy, what the fuck? Hold on one sec. Okay, yeah, so this big ass crow is on the tree outside of my house, so I normally keep this window shut, but I just saw this like gigantic figure outside my window. Oh, there you go, now he's gone. Here on the very top of the tree, scared the shit out of me. Oh my god, yeah, see, look? What the fuck? Hello, friend. He shouldn't be balancing on this tree. It just feels like he's too large for that branch. Ah! Ominous, like, being outside my window. I was like, what are you? Anywho, alright, so my contour is that color from the Shade Light Eye palette, and then my blush is just NARS Orgasm, so like, you know, peachy pink with a little bit of gold. And then my highlight, I actually decided to use that green shade from the Kat Von D palette again. I love this color and it's like my favorite thing. And then paired with NARS Orgasm, it literally makes Lollipop Loving lipstick. Just gonna point that out. That's just like the theme of this week. I don't know why, but I just... I'm loving rose gold with like a slight sheen of green. It's officially my favorite thing. Yeah, so anyway, I'm obsessed with this highlight color with this blush. It makes me happy. And then for lips, I think I'm just gonna keep it a fairly simple color. I'm just gonna pick Lime Crime's Velveteen and Riot. Definitely could be paired with eyelashes for a more dramatic look. Could pair it with like a darker lip as well. That's kind of the theme of this palette actually, is just kind of doing wearable looks. I feel like I've done really creative looks for the last 2 weeks and I kind of want to keep it simple this week. So maybe not the most creative week using this palette, but I'm actually being really creative in like personal aspects of my life. We kind of gifted each other money to redo our master bedroom and our guest room, and so we've been kind of focusing on getting paint for that, getting a new bed frame, new mattress for our bedroom, getting prints for the walls, figuring out all that stuff, which is really fun, but it's also like a creative outlook as well. I have to picture like how I want the final room to be, and I'm very nitpicky with that kind of stuff, so from a design standpoint, that's kind of where my creativity is going right at the moment. So kind of wanted to do a week of makeup looks that are a little bit more simple so that my mind can be creative elsewhere. So yeah, really pretty look, but I did want to show you guys my mistake of not actually putting primer on, because it does make a difference when you go to blend out matte eyeshadows. Wanted to keep that in this video just because I find it refreshing when beauty people, whatever, show you their mistakes, because it happens, right? And I like actually learning from other people's mistakes and my own mistakes, and then, you know, passing that knowledge forward. So if you ever have an issue with that, it might just be the fact that you're not using the right eyeshadow primer or not using one at all, because I definitely didn't realize until I started blending this. I was like, oh wait, I don't have an eyeshadow primer on. But that wraps up day 4 using the Sweet Peach palette. I do hope you guys like this look. As always, leave me any comments down below. I hope everyone is doing good, and until my next video, I'll talk to all you soon.